In the small coastal town of Shiranami, where the sun rose with a gentle laziness, a 17-year-old boy named Haru stood at the top of a hill. The air, thick with the citrus scent of tangerine groves, hummed with the distant sound of cicadas. In his hands, he held a notebook. While his friends dreamt of Tokyo's bright lights, Haru dreamt of understanding why the world seemed to change its colors every time it rained. His gaze drifted over the sea, his dark hair ruffled by a wind that carried whispers of curiosity and a quiet loneliness. As he walked down the hill, his eyes caught a figure among the trees. It was Aiko, a new transfer student from the city. She sat with a sketch pad, her strokes precise, her expression calm and focused. When their eyes met, the world seemed to hold its breath. A whirlwind of orange tangerine petals danced in the air, like tiny fragments of a memory yet to be made. Aiko smiled shyly, her voice soft. "Do you draw the sky too?" Haru shook his head, a small smile playing on his lips. "No, I write about it." The silence that followed was filled with a sweetness that no words could capture. That afternoon, the sky turned a deep, moody gray. A sudden, heavy downpour washed away the fruity scent of the groves, making the ground shine like a polished mirror. They ran, laughing, to a small wooden shelter by the road. Soaked and breathless, their laughter mingled with the rumble of distant thunder. It was in that moment, sheltered from the storm, that Haru had a revelation. The world hadn't just changed color. It had taken on a new one entirely, the color of Aiko's eyes. In the days that followed, a new creative energy sparked between them. Haru began to fill his notebook with short chronicles, each one inspired by her. He named the notebook Tangerines, explaining, "Life has the same taste, sweet but with a sour touch that makes it real." Aiko in turn brought his words to life, drawing the very scenes he described. Together they wove a universe where words and lines intertwined, as if they were two hands writing the same story of destiny. They were creating a world that belonged only to them, a secret language spoken in ink and charcoal. The summer festival arrived, painting Shiranami in a kaleidoscope of light and sound. Colorful lanterns glowed, taiko drums echoed through the streets, and the air buzzed with laughter. Haru and Aiko walked side by side, sharing a cloud of cotton candy, their shoulders occasionally brushing. As brilliant fireworks exploded across the night sky, a sudden gust of wind snatched Haru's precious notebook from his grasp. It fluttered through the air before landing in the water, quickly carried away by the gentle tide. Aiko looked at him, her expression a mix of surprise and a knowing calm. "Fate likes to play games with us, doesn't it?" Haru tried to laugh, but his eyes betrayed his fear. "Maybe it just wants to know if we're ready to follow the script." A few days later, Aiko's desk at school was empty. The whispers started slowly, then grew into a certainty. Her family had moved back to Osaka. A cold dread filled Haru. He ran to the hill, the same hill where they had first met, and shouted her name into the trees. But only the lonely echo and the chirping of cicadas answered him. His heart sank. Then among the damp leaves and mud, he saw it. A single page from Aiko's sketchbook. It was a drawing of him, standing on that very hill, looking out at the sea. It was then that Haru learned the hardest lesson of all. Sometimes, love leaves without a word of warning, leaving behind only a trail of color and a hollow ache. Years melted away. The boy from the small town became a young man studying literature in the historic city of Kyoto. It was 2011 when a letter arrived, plain and without a return address. His heart pounded as he opened it. Inside, there was no letter, only a painting. A small, beautiful painting of two tangerines glistening in the rain. Below the image, a single sentence was written in familiar handwriting. "Not every goodbye is the end. Some are just pauses in fate." It was hers. The world, which had felt gray for so long, suddenly flooded with color once more. Aiko hadn't forgotten. Their story wasn't over. As a man, Haru finally returned to Shiranami, to the hill of his youth. The tangerine groves were still there, their scent now carrying a sweet, nostalgic weight. He carried a new notebook, this one titled Tangerines 2. He sat under the same tree where he had first seen her, the past and present blurring together. He closed his eyes, and for a fleeting moment he swore he could hear her voice, carried on the wind, whispering his name. He opened his old, water-stained notebook, Tangerines, which he had miraculously recovered that fateful night. Tucked inside, glued to the back cover, was a page he'd never seen before. It was a small, delicate drawing of two hands, their fingers almost touching, and on the back a date was written, March 20th, 2007, the day I met you. The wind blew hard, carrying a flurry of dried petals and tangerine leaves through the air. The sun began its slow descent over the sea, painting the horizon in brilliant shades of orange and gold. A genuine smile spread across Haru's face. He finally understood. Maybe some people aren't meant to be together in the way we always imagine. Maybe they are destined to be reunited, again and again in every memory that time allows, their connection a timeless echo. As he sat there, lost in thought, a female shadow appeared at the crest of the hill, her silhouette framed by the setting sun, watching him. The pause in fate was over.